Hey guys, just wanted to take a minute to thank you, the listener, for listening and proving that you have a growth mindset. Our mission is to curate information from top influencers around the world. We provide you with real, actionable steps on how to improve in every and any area of your life, whether you own your own business, you're a C-suite executive, or just starting your journey of self-development. Professional development is all about growth. And you know that if you're not growing, you're dying. If you enjoy this content, please help us by helping others and liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thanks. Hey guys, on today's mini episode, we have Michael Easter. If you listen to that podcast already, he touched on what's called rucking. So in this mini-sode, he's actually going to talk about what that is, why he suggests it's so important, how to do it, and then where you can find more information. So without further ado, we've got the professor.
Thanks for the intro. Okay, so rucking. I started thinking about this because I spent more than a month in the Arctic and I was hunting. And so it took a while, but I finally killed a caribou. And after we field dress it, I have to load this thing 100 pounds in my backpack, right? And I'm having to walk it 5 miles all uphill back to camp across the tundra. Now, my background is I was an editor at Men's Health for a bunch of years. I still write for them, do a lot of stuff for outside. So I will preface this by saying that at the end of the day, I'm a gangly writer, but I'm a gangly writer who's been sent into some pretty extreme physical fitness environments and tests. And carrying that caribou was the hardest thing I've ever done. And it got me thinking about what the human body is built for. So if you look at the research, humans are built the way they are for 2 reasons. One is so we could run long distances in the heat. So humans are, relative to other animals, pretty athletically pathetic. We are not super fast. We're not that strong. We're not that agile. But what we are good at is going relatively slow for a really long time. Just keep going, right? We're good at marathons, things like that. And so we would use this to our advantage as we evolved. On really hot days, we would run animals down for miles and miles and miles, and they would eventually overheat because they're not as good at cooling themselves. And then we would spear them. And then we would have to do the second thing we're really good at. We would have to carry the weight back to camp. So we have adaptations like really strong hands, these sort of short torsos, strong midsections, all this stuff that make us really good at carrying. And, you think about how people exercise today. A lot of people jog. A lot of people do the running thing. But how many people are carrying weight across distance as a workout? Not too many. So I traveled to Harvard to learn a lot more about this from some of their anthropologists. And the guy that I spoke with and spent time with said, it seems that doing the exercises and physical activities that we were built to do seems to be uniquely beneficial for us, for our health, for our fitness. And so it got me thinking that we should carry weight over distance more. And I wanted to know, well, who is doing this and what have the effects of it been? And I realized that the only group that's really put carrying back into their lives at scale are special forces soldiers. So they do this via rucking. And rucking is essentially adding weight to a backpack and walking. It sounds simple, but this is the foundation of special forces training. And it has really morphed them into sort of the fittest band of humans to walk Earth, right? I think a lot of people mistakenly think that special forces training is the crap they see on the Discovery Channel, where it's like, we're going to do some burpees in the surf and get yelled at. That happens, but that's like an hour of 2 weeks. Most of it is rucking. So I traveled down to Jacksonville, Florida, to meet a guy who's a Green Beret, and he started this company called Go Ruck. And they've sort of, they sell these backpacks they're really beautifully built, so you can use them in a city, but they're designed for rucking. And so he's created this sort of community of people who ruck. And the beauty of rucking is that you're hitting cardio and you're hitting strength in one. People need to do more endurance work. We need to do more strength work. And he sort of describes it as cardio for people who hate running and lifting for people who hate the gym. So running tends to be hard on people's joints. And there's a lot of reasons for that. It's because we sit a lot of the day. Our movement isn't great. We're also relatively heavy humans now because we're just big people now. But rucking doesn't really have that high of an injury rate at all. Yet it has equivalent cardio benefits to running, burns 2 or 3 times the calories of walking, and you're also getting a lot of that strength work in. And it's just, you're doing what your body was built to do. It's really accessible, really easy, really great for you. And especially if, I realize this is a professional development, but if you are a woman or if you're a woman listening to this, it's really great for women because it's really great at improving bone density. And falls are one of the main ways that women get in trouble when they're older. You break a hip, you only have a 50% chance of surviving if you're over 65. And rucking tends to really build denser bones, especially for women because they start to lose bone density. So there's a million other things I could say about why rucking is great, but hopefully I sold you there.